The Shock Therapy Podcast.
It's that boom, 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 boom.
At that point, electric current is passed between the electrodes in the head.
That shit just kicked in. I just feel like I smoked 1,000 blunts.
For discovery brings with it the penalties of society. Shame, arrest, prison.
Oh, sorry, I was taking life seriously.
I'm over the end dangerous territory. This is dangerous territory right here. I'm in.
I don't know what psychotic means, really.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Shock Therapy Podcast for Tuesday, December 8th. I'm your host, Carson McGregor, with the sunburn-looking nose and face. I don't know where all this came from. I think it's just because I have been feeling a little bit like, I don't know, not under the weather, not like sick. Because I know right now if feeling sick is the most paranoid shit ever. It's just because the temperature has changed so drastically. Like, my lips and my nose have been drying out like a motherfucker. So I've just been like, oh, fuck, and just like rubbing my nose because it's just been so dry. Like, I've been killing it with the saline spray. Ugh, it's nasty. Just, I hate these dramatic ass shifts in weather. I hate Virginia, man. I hate that about Virginia specifically, that it'll be like 75 degrees and then out of nowhere it'll be 30 for the whole day. It just doesn't make any sense. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about today, several different things, kind of a hodgepodge of different shit. First of all, I want to talk about the Paul brothers. I don't really pay much attention to the Paul brothers. I've kind of never paid attention to them because why would I? I have no reason to. They don't interest me. I don't find them entertaining. I don't even find them entertaining for dramatic purposes, you know, like for the purpose of just having some crazy weird shit to watch in the public eye, some TMZ type shit going down. I don't care. You know, when 6ix9ine was at the height of his powers, doing all that trolling before he went to jail the first time, I'm saying that like I'm calling it. He's going back. I bet he's going to go back at some point. I mean, I don't wish anything bad on anybody like that, but I could see it happening. Whatever. When he was at the height of his powers, there was an element of that was entertaining to me, because it seemed like he was relatively smart. It seemed like he knew exactly what he was doing, and he was doing it in a super self-aware, tongue-in-cheek type of way. Like, I'm not actually a gangster, but I pretend to be one. And I make so much money, and I have so many guns and all this like crazy shit going on in my life that I'm portraying that you could never call me out otherwise, because I have all the power in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really felt like he was publicly orchestrating the game. You know, like the emperor has no clothes, but he's saying, like, I don't have any clothes. I'm going to tell you right now, I have no clothes on, but y'all can't talk about that. Y'all can't talk about my clothes or my lack thereof. You know, it's hard to explain what's exactly going through my mind right now, what I'm trying to say. But the Paul brothers have never really had that for me. They've never had that X factor that makes somebody just like a really exciting, controversial figure. That's a type of person that exists. Kanye was doing it for a very long time. Nowadays, it's just like Kanye's clearly going through some mental health shit, so I don't try to give that too much attention because that just feels like weird and wrong. But when it comes to the Paul brothers, man, they do seem self-aware. It seems like they know exactly what they're doing. They know how much they're disliked. And that doesn't excuse anything. That doesn't, just because you're aware that you're disliked and you kind of lean into it, doesn't automatically give you a free pass. And you're like, well, I'm just this type of celebrity. Like, some people can do it well. Some people can play that, you know, anti-hero character really well. And neither of them play it well. They're just the least sympathetic people alive. I don't know how they continue to get chances. I don't know how they continue to stay relevant. I don't know who finds them entertaining enough to actually consume their content. I'm assuming it's children. It has to be. I don't know who else would. I've never met anybody in my real life that says like, oh yeah, I watch Jake Paul's content. I watch Logan Paul's content. I've never met those people. But I don't hang out with 8th graders. So I kind of assume it has to be fucking 8th graders that think these guys are funny or think they're entertaining to watch. I don't know, or are convinced by whatever bullshit they're doing at any given time. What I don't like about them specifically is that they market shit to a really disgusting level, and they're not very transparent about it. You know, having such a young audience, if you just continuously market and market and market and you're not transparent, you're not like, hey, this is exactly what I'm doing, you're kind of a piece of shit. You're kind of a scumbag for that. It's the same thing as like, I've always felt weird about fucking, I don't know, advertising to children in general is like a weird line. Because there are companies and products that are made specifically for children, but I feel like, shouldn't you advertise to the parents? Shouldn't you advertise to the people who are going to be buying the product? Like, this is why it's cool for your kid to have this product. It's safe, it's fun, it's educational, maybe. I don't know. Just explain to them why the product you're selling is good rather than going directly to the kid. And so the kid will bug the shit out of their mom and dad to get them that product. You know, it just feels dirty. It feels like a dirty thing to do. And that's kind of their bread and butter. That's a lot of YouTube content creators. That's their bread and butter, is making lowest common denominator content just to make a ton of money off of really, really young people. I don't think there's anything wrong with that on a cartoon level where you're just making the content, you're getting ad revenue off the content, and you're making quality children's entertainment. That's fucking awesome. You know, that's kind of an unsung hero in the entertainment business, is people that make really quality content for kids. Because a lot of kids' content is just straight up garbage. It's just loud and lights and colors and fast-paced bullshit just to keep their attention. That's why Sesame Street is so fucking good. That's why it's so touted and respected, because it's a children's show that keeps their attention, that's entertaining, but it's also educational, and it also promotes good values. Those are the types of things that are really impressive when you can put that all in a kid's show. Or it doesn't even have to be that grandiose. It doesn't even have to be teaching anybody anything. It could even just be, this is really quality content that gets them to engage with likable characters and go on these fun, fantastical adventures to get the kids' imaginations going. That's really good too. You know, like things like Adventure Time. I mean, said it in the name, adventure. That's really good quality children's content because it's so weird and wild and abstract, but still engaging and really compelling. That is how you do it. So I think it's really fucked up that we're living in a time where, you know, two dudes from, I don't even know where they're from. I'm assuming California, just by the way they talk, behave, and look. Their whole vibe is just like, you know, rich kid from California, but I could be wrong. They could be from fucking Ohio. I have no idea. It's kind of fucked up that they are idolized by a lot of young people because they're not good people. You know, neither of them are very good people. They're also not smart. But I can't even knock them for that because, like, you don't, like, not being super intelligent, there's a lot of people that aren't super intelligent. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean they shouldn't be able to be successful in the field that they they try to pursue. Even if it's entertainment, even if you're not a smart person and you want to be like an entertainer, that okay, go out and do it. And if you're good at it, you're fucking good at it. You don't have to be Stephen goddamn Hawking to be a good YouTuber. So what am I really trying to say here? I feel like I keep dancing around my overall point. I think it's Logan that's going to fight Floyd Mayweather. That was just in the news. I just saw it this morning, and I haven't really watched any of the Logan or Jake Paul fights. I saw that, the whole Nate Robinson thing. Nate Robinson got knocked out, and then people were kind of goofing on him for it. I don't know. I kind of have to think that, that was intentional. Not him losing the fight, but the pick. They probably, I don't know much about Nate Robinson, but they probably picked somebody that's like, all right, Jake or Logan, I get them confused like crazy. Whoever fucking fought the guy. I think it was Jake. This is somebody that he could beat, that he could actually beat. That's a real fighter that he could totally fucking beat, So the fact that Logan is going to fight somebody that's just kicked the shit out of everybody they've ever fought in a boxing ring. Floyd Mayweather has never lost a fight. Think about that. Think about in any major sport, who else has that as their accomplishment? To pursue that many matches, whether it be fucking football games, tennis matches, baseball games, whatever. To pursue that many matches and never have a loss. That's never happened. That's never happened in any major form of athletics that I'm aware of. There's no football player out there that never lost a game. I mean, it's a team sport. It's a little bit different. I'll give you that. But there's no golfer out there that just won every fucking tournament he was ever a part of. And I feel like that's a much more logical thing to assume that could happen. Like, okay, this guy is just like the king of fucking golfers. Even the king of golfers can be dethroned at any given point. Somebody could just have a really great day on the course and, have a better score than them. Floyd Mayweather has fought 50 fucking people and never lost. I just think that's so goddamn impressive. And the fact that this YouTube guy thinks he has even remotely a shot is awesome. It's awesome. I don't like to see people get hurt. Even if I don't like them, I don't like to see them get hurt because that's just wishing bad things on somebody I don't like. And then that makes me bad in the process. That makes me a hypocrite because it's like, oh, I don't like them because they did or said these bad things. Well, I'm wishing these bad things upon them, so I'm just as bad as them, if not worse. But if they're volunteering to get their ass beat, fucking A. Where do I buy popcorn? I'll buy those tickets in advance. I mean, that's probably what he's hoping on. I'm sure that's what he's hoping for, is that like everybody thinks I'm going to lose this fight, so everybody's going to watch it, and I'm totally going to fucking lose the fight because of course. But I'm still going to make a ton of money. I think that's what he's kind of banking on, which he's definitely right. That's absolutely what's going to happen. If I had to make an official prediction, I don't think I'm stepping too far out of line saying Logan Paul is going to get his shit rocked and then make millions of dollars in the process. Which leads me to a hypothetical about life. Would you let somebody just kick the dog shit out of you for a certain amount of money? Like a professional fighter, somebody where they're going to probably put you in the hospital. They might leave your face, your skull permanently deformed. But what is the dollar value that is worth to you to take that risk? They could fucking kill you. You know, it's like, it's basically just like getting in a cage fight with a bobcat. Like, you're not going to win. No way. It's a wild animal and it's going to fucking hurt you. But you might not die. And that's what you're banking on, is not dying so that you can retrieve the money. And then again, like, you still get the money even if you die. So then if you have people in your life that you care about enough, you can be like, all right, well, even if this doesn't work out and I end up dying, like, my whole family's set. So that's good. It's kind of a win-win regardless. I don't want to die, but if I do, like, some good things will happen. It's a weird hypothetical that I didn't really consider until right now. How much money? I'm not even going to say Floyd. I'll say Mike. Iron Mike Tyson. One of the baddest men to ever exist. I'm just going to say exist. One of the baddest men alive. Mike in his prime. How much money to hop in the ring with that dude? There has to be stakes, because you can't just like, I think most people would to answer that question would be like, okay, well, I'll take like $10 million to do it, and then I'll just let him hit me once, and then I'll fucking fall down, lay down for 10 seconds, ding, ding, I'm out, I get my money. You have to sustain for a certain amount of time, which fucking impossible. Fucking impossible. Because if he hits you once, you're going down. Lights going out. I mean, I feel like if somebody my size that's not a professional fighter, if they hit me with one good one right here, I'm done. So if Mike Tyson even like, if I was getting coffee and Mike Tyson was in front of me and like he reached back too quick and his elbow hit me in the forehead, I think I might be paralyzed. I don't think I'm getting up from that. So I don't know if there's a dollar amount. I don't know if there's a dollar amount to last one round. An abbreviated round. Let's say a 1 minute round. You have to last 60 seconds in the ring with Mike Tyson in his prime. I mean, you could just run the whole time, but he will catch you. You have a minute. How long do I think I could run before he gets hands on me? That's important here. Okay, so it's like boxing. So I got to be down for 10 seconds. So if I make it to 51 seconds, I'm done, and he can just knock me out. That's the stakes I'm putting down here. So do I think I could evade? No fucking way. No fucking way. I'm not even going to finish saying that. Could I evade a professional fighter, one of the baddest professional fighters ever, for 51 seconds? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Maybe in an open field, but not in a fucking cage. No way. No fucking way. Yeah, so Logan Paul is maybe gonna die. He's not fighting Mike, he's fighting Floyd, but yeah. And a lot of people, they got comments on Floyd that, well, he's not like the greatest knockout puncher of all time. Okay. You know, he wins a lot of his fights by decision, you know, because he's just really good at not getting hit. That's his big skill, is that he's just so evasive, and he's so good at not getting hit, you know, keeping distance while being quick enough to, you know, put a couple in, get a few quick punches in, and then keep you from hitting him, and then he wins by decision. It's like the scientific way to win that sport, and he's figured it out. But when he fought Conor McGregor, I mean, he was going in on him. He was kind of teeing off on him for a little bit. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. He beat Conor McGregor. I know it's a different sport. I know Conor's not a boxer, but like, is Logan Paul really a boxer? I would call Conor McGregor a boxer before I would call Logan fucking Paul a professional boxer. Like, Conor McGregor's hands are literally weapons. They should be registered to whatever government of whatever country he's living in at any given time. Like, he should have to like go to his local, government building and be like, hey, just to let you guys know, I have these like really dangerous weapons attached to my body. Be like, all right, we'll just keep an eye out. I don't know, man. It's gonna be exciting to watch. That's gonna be exciting to watch. I probably won't watch it. I'll probably steal it. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna fucking watch it. What? I'm not gonna pay for that. Just to watch some YouTuber get his like teeth knocked out. I mean, cool, but whatever. Boxing matches are expensive, so I'm not gonna do that. I'll either get a buddy who I know will pay for it and just like be over at his place at the time, or I'll steal it because fuck it. I don't like stealing movies. I don't like stealing music, but I do not mind stealing a YouTuber boxing match. Who cares? I really don't give a shit. That's the one thing that I'll have a clean conscience after stealing that content. I don't give a fuck. Man. Well, I guess let's talk a little bit about the NFL. Fuck, man. I have never seen a season like this. I've never seen a season this all over the place. This shit is bananas. Anybody's game at any given time. Anybody can be beaten. Kansas City almost lost to Denver. Denver's not a terrible team, but they're not good. And right before I sat down to record this, the Washington football team, the team without a name, I guess you could even call them the people without a land. That's fucked up. They put a beat down on the undefeated Steelers. Now, I will mention that the Steelers were the most bloated 11-0 team in NFL history. They were not supposed to be undefeated. When you look at undefeated teams in the regular season throughout NFL history, they're usually like juggernaut teams. Like the Patriots in their prime. They had the undefeated season going into the Super Bowl with the Giants. That's a fucking juggernaut team. When I think of the Steelers, they've almost lost a couple games against pretty subpar teams. This Washington thing, it was bound to happen. Something like this was bound to happen. Because I was looking at the schedules of every team kind of midway through the season, and Steelers seemed like, damn, like outside of their division, they're not playing anybody that could beat them. That was what I was thinking. Like the only chances they have to lose games are against like the Ravens and the Bills. And then the Washington football team puts an ass whooping on them. It's insane. And they still beat the Ravens. It doesn't make any sense. And then the Giants, not the Daniel Jones Giants, the Colt fucking McCoy Giants, beat Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. It's bizarre. It's just bizarre. Like, Kansas City really is the only team that still seems like consistently amazing. Like, they haven't really had a point, except for the loss to Vegas, which that's befuddling the shit out of me because at this point in the season, Vegas is a pretty bad team. They're not the worst, but they're pretty bad. And they beat the otherwise undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. And like I mentioned earlier, Denver almost put it on him. So, and my Eagles still can't seem to put it together. Because in a season like this, where everybody seems to be fallible, everybody seems to be beatable, there's no real one team or one contender that I say they're definitely going to the Super Bowl. Kansas City's the only one I can say with any relative confidence. In a season like this, it seems like the Super Bowl is anybody's game. I was really hoping we'd turn things around. We could turn things around, win the NFC East with a losing record, still win the fucking division, and then prance into the playoffs as the world's biggest underdogs and somehow pull it out. Somehow improve every single game to the point where we can get back to where we were the season we won the Super Bowl. You know? I was hoping for that, and it just absolutely didn't happen. We actually got worse as the season went on, which I don't know how. You know, we kind of started out completely fractured from injuries, and we were playing a little bit better than we're playing now that we got some healthy guys. We got a decent receiving core back. We have some of the O-line back. It doesn't make a lick of sense to me. And now Carson Wentz is benched, effectively benched, to a rookie quarterback who is not that good. I'm just going to say it. Jalen Hurts is not that good. They put him in that Packers game halfway through. Nothing was really different. It's not like he had a huge effect and made it a super close game. He played just about as poorly as Carson Wentz did. He completed some more passes. I think he played a bit more consistently, but it's because they haven't fucking game planned that guy yet. You know, they've game planned the shit out of Carson Wentz. Every defensive coordinator in the league knows exactly what he's capable of, exactly what he's going to do at any given moment. He's super predictable, like any quarterback. You know, that you watch enough film on these guys, you can kind of figure them out. And they just hadn't done that with Hurts yet. But it's like they basically did it halfway through that second half. Like, okay, this is what this guy does, you know? It's like DiNucci. You know that game where fucking DiNucci, he comes in and he plays against us. And we beat them. But it wasn't easy, you know? It wasn't like just like a cakewalk game. Like it seemed like they got a few decent plays in there. And you're thinking like, okay, this guy is like the third string quarterback for the Cowboys. How is he not turning over the ball every single play? Because nobody knows who he is. If you're a complete wild card, you're going to be effective for a short period of time because nobody has any predictors on you. Like, you're completely surprising every single time. And then once you become unsurprising, the surprises stop. It goes back down to your skills and fundamentals, which he had very few of. That's why Andy Dalton wasn't successful either. Because Andy Dalton's been in the league so long, he's pretty much just like a mid-range Flacco type of quarterback that's not super awesome. Not the worst, again, but not super awesome. I just don't know what we're going to do, man. I really don't know what we're going to do. Part of the way through the season, I really thought... Oh, excuse me. Part of the way through the season, I really, really thought that we were going to pull it together just because of the receiving core. I thought the receiving core was getting better. We were going to get Deshaun Jackson back. We were going to get, we had this guy Fulgham who came off the practice squad. My dad and I call him the UPS driver because he was off the practice squad. He was just, who the fuck is this guy? And he became like the starting receiver, you know? And so my dad always joked like, oh yeah, that guy was delivering packages 3 months ago. Like, who the fuck is this guy? And then he started playing pretty well. And now we call him, he's the UPS guy because he always delivers. I think that's a good nickname. he hasn't done much to earn it recently. But if Carson Wentz could put the ball in anybody's hands without over or underthrowing it, that would help. But it's on the play calling. It's on the fucking GM. It's on everybody's hands. The blood is on everybody's hands. It's not Carson Wentz's fault. I actually think it's less of his fault than almost anybody else's. Not because I'm just trying to defend the guy blindly. Like, I don't think it's completely on him. He hasn't played well, but I just don't think he has a great support system. So I think that's enough out of me. Hope that we can do better next season. Hope we get a decent draft pick. Hope Howie, what's-his-face, gets fucking fired, and we can get somebody that'll pick decent draft picks for 2021. It's been depressing being an Eagles fan this season. It's been fucking frustrating. So let me know your thoughts on Jake and Logan Paul and their whole shit. I don't really have much information on what they're doing. I'm excited to to fucking go online and steal this fight and see what happens when it finally happens. I hope it happens, and I hope he gets his goddamn teeth knocked down his throat. I really do. Just because he's asking for it, he's fucking asking for it. So it's going to be fun to watch. You guys have a good week. Drink your RC Cola. Sway for president. 2020 fucking 4. Sway will be elected president. That's my official prediction. And I'll talk to you guys next week.